Welcome back to Total War Pharaoh in part 12 of our Amenmesse campaign. In today's episode, we are here a turn later where I have dropped off a few of Amenmesse's less important soldiers off into the fort here. So two of the Nubian clubmen, if it's going to let me show off the garrison here. Perhaps not. I can't. We can hover them. So two of the Nubian recruits and then the elite Kushite archers that I didn't want to just go ahead and send back to the fields. Felt like a waste. We're going to go ahead and hold it down this fort here and just keep the crossing safe from any double around attacks from Buhen. I'm not sure that we're going to have to deal with any, but we would rather not just disband our elite troops. So we have, coming into Amenmesse's force, decided not to go back and grab the units that are specific to our faction, just because that is a little ways far away, and I would like to actually capitalize on some of our momentum here and start actually claiming back some of the civilization centers there. Because we are in crisis, and the pillars of civilization seem to be mostly in... Looks like a lot of them are in tier 3, but even more are in tier 4, so I'm not sure why we're dropping in crisis so much, as maybe just civilization is supposed to fall no matter what you do. Either way, we're going to do our best to try to claw things back. So I've got invasions planned on Buhin. We're going to try to just keep Biam as a vassal, as you are unable to... When you do actually ascend to either Pharaoh or Great King, you have a amount of court presence, and that's going to be how many of your generals you can slot into your court slots. Until you actually take over as Pharaoh or Great King, you are unable to have any of your generals take over as any of the other actual court positions, just because they are not a leader. Once you're the Pharaoh, you can basically appoint your generals to court positions, as it would be your right to do so. So that makes... Just if that makes a little bit more sense. We've spent a bit of gold to try to figure out who exactly is targeting us, which is... We have failed, even though we've actually looked at absolutely everyone, except for perhaps Tazeret, so... I'm betting anything Tazeret's trying to... What does she have access to? Likely trying to embezzle some gold from Amenmesse. And that would be okay. Or I guess she embezzles and blames it on us, which would be less okay. We also have some newly renamed lords here. I've got Amenmesse coming on in, the Vulture Lord. A lot of them coming in from our Central campaign, if you were able to keep up with that story campaign. So we've got Amenmesse over here, and then Sehenizmet on the other side. So Amenmesse is building up his Libu tribesmen, and we are going to likely be launching a blitz-style attack on the other tribesmen of the area. There's lots of stone and bronze I'd like to claim. And this Dungle Oasis is a pretty defensible position that we could use to then launch further attacks on Tazeret, or hold against the other tribesmen that are going to be kind of coming in wave after us. We do have to make sure we have some armies kind of back in the back, as you were all telling me in the comments there that you will be invaded by the Libu tribesmen kind of over and over and over again. So you do need to make sure you have armies back that are ready to repel them. Not a lot else we can get to this turn other than buildings in Kaba. No, we're waiting for that single turn for our tier 5 of our workforce. I think for the rest of our settlements we're kind of doing the same thing. Here at Rameses. Is there anything we can remove for better buildings? Not quite yet. Over in Perma it is. I'm taking out the Surgeon's Practice for a building that's going to give us a bit more bonuses to things that are not growth related. And then in Apada we have no more workforce. As is the way. Alright. Before we end the turn, let's swing on in and activate our Thutmose the Conqueror action for the turn, our Conquest Action 1. So we have the choice of harassing patrols. Our archers spare no mercy for the city guardsmen patrolling outside the walls. Most who dare set foot outside the gates never return. Drops morale by 20 for our own armies in the region. I'm guessing that's for the enemies. And then for our armies, it will be giving them a bit less fatigue buildup in battle. We could hire a native champion, which is looks like just a Kushite armored archer. Or a gift to a local warlord would give us 2 recruits and 2 archers. Well, for the same price, we're getting a lot more troops, and 2 Nubian clubmen could pretty easily overwhelm some armored archers, so let's go ahead and grab the gift to the local warlord. And get our native support on up, because as we give this, we actually have happiness once we do actually conquer the town. Right. Perfect. Recruitment is going well. And we have no enemies coming in from behind just yet. Now let's zoom back on into Amenmesse. We shall end the turn. We've got 3 more turns for our civil war, at which we are firmly in the lead. Tazeret can still do some nonsense to take back first place from us, but as it stands, we will be the Pharaoh once the civil war ends. We We also need to get up there and claim Merneptah pretty soon. Or not Merneptah, but the city of Memphis, which has been renamed for this game. And done. My court plotting has been exposed. We're terrible at plotting against Tazeret. Ancillor discredit plot, gain some regard and some gold. Sounds good. Working things. What are you doing down here? Are you not from the Hittite lands?
I do not see how any good
is from the Hittite lands. Alright, we're gonna make an early on jump cut, punched my mic in my incredulity. So yeah, no, the Hittite guys have come on all the way down from where, this is basically right next to, or directly above where you start at Superluliuma. So this is northern Hattusa, come on down, ignored their wars there. Or I guess pieced out with all their wars there, and are fighting with us only. Well, I guess and a few others, but that's interesting. We're gonna get to fight some Hittites very early on as Amenmesse.
Driven by
Are they in March?
injustice.
They can't run. Well, I mean,
Stand
I do
easy.
need to do some more recruiting, but let's fight some
Time to
Hittites.
strike.
Your doom approaches, good sir. Even if it gives us a overwhelming victory, let's go ahead and fight this one. So they've got some Kaskian Raiders, so I mean these are tier 4 infantry. I mean, they came on down to play, didn't they? They're most elite. These are all native units, but still the most elite native units they can field. Let's see if they can make it to us. To battle. Sweltering weather, that sounds fantastic. All that heavy armor is going to be very, very hot. Let's make sure we have the Kushite runners. I wouldn't mind hiding them in the trees here. We're definitely going to have the light chariots up front, even though I think they both move at about the same speed. Actually, take it back. We're going to want these chariots on the sandy side. That way we're forcing the Hittite chariots to go all the way around because we really don't want these guys to get caught by those heavy melee Anatolian chariots. I like putting them with our runners, which we're putting all 3 on the same side. We may have... I mean, I like where they're at. Let's grab the Nubian clubs. We'll have 2 taking a... We do need to overwhelm this hill pretty aggressively. 3 up on top of the hill, 1 down to make sure no one tries to flank. So we can have some spears backing them up. Spears and clubs. There we go. That looks great. And if the chariots come charging on through, we can just put them in the trees here. And I can throw them into a spear wall and stop that cold. So the armored archers are actually going to have a little bit less range than others. They still have 190, so they're still able to longball those shots. Not so well as the Nubian archers. Kushites just don't have the arm strength. I think that's the historical reason. They didn't have the spinach. Spearmen, we'll go ahead and set up as well. Well, we may have them back a little bit, finding where the enemy chariots are going to go to. Amenmesse with his Depeche. We are very good to go. We'll set them up over kind of in this little copse of trees, and this group of clubs can kind of take this same position on the hill. That'll do. Let's grab all of our infantry. Like keeping the spears in guard mode, they'll have all the archers as a group. Beautiful. Now let's take a look at some of our new archers here. Got that heavy, I guess as heavy as Egypt is willing to go, this scale bronze mail. Scale bronze plate. And awesome gold adorned headdresses. Let's get this thing going. At the top of the hill quickly, get the chariots moving up and on over the top. And then these guys can just stay over in these trees hiding. I mean, it's not like the enemy chariots are going to move towards them, so we can probably let them know where they're at. Be a bit arrogant with it. They're going to walk, which makes sense. It's very hot. We cannot for the heat. Little did they know, cheetah print is +7 heat resistance.
Loose arrows.
Okay, so that's where all the javelins are hiding at.
Release.
We can have them harass them to start, because those javelins are going to be quite deadly.
Stones ready.
And now we start the flaming arrows.
The fires will spread.
You guys blot out the sun. What are you guys doing?
Chariots onward.
Giving them the fire order, they decide to charge into melee. Now we're gonna have you hang off on the side.
Chariots forward. Into
You three
position.
keep harassing the frontal position, and we'll just bring the spears up into the trees. Very easily followed by the clubs that I guess I scooted forward.
Onwards. Into position.
There we are.
To battle.
Spears forward.
Into position.
I mean, they're not even gonna advance. They're gonna be too scared to.
Fighters of Nubia.
You guys blast away at the Kaskians.
To victory. Power and pride.
Go in normal arrows with this group and just keep blasting away at those Kaskian raiders.
On our way.
Out this position.
Chariots move.
Alright, we're gonna want to get some
Fighters
charge
of
bonus back on them.
Into
You guys stay
position.
here.
Marching.
Keep bringing these runners across.
Onward. Send it around. We signed it down.
Into wall formation.
Marching.
Fight with honor.
Should be absolutely annihilating them. Don't quite want to charge in though, just because we
Nubia
kind of light that stuff on fire. Just wasn't working out for us, was it?
Just shoot. Enough flames.
You guys charge those Kaskian raiders.
Glory.
Move in and destroy.
Amenmesse.
You guys come across. Oh, they went all the way past.
And release.
Now that I wasn't expecting.
Marching.
Into position.
I didn't think they could do that. Well done.
Cut through them.
The sneakiest of chariots.
Forging ahead.
Let's bring the companions back. They're going to be likely the best ones to actually get there in time. Brace. They're going to
Right
retreat.
is a short.
Slings, take your shot. Fight with honor. Tear them apart.
We'll bring the Nubian chariots back a bit.
On the move.
I mean, we're still taking some heavy casualties from those Kaskian chargers.
On the move.
Tired or not, the Hittites are mean.
We will triumph.
Destroy them.
We definitely need to get some nice charges in with our chariots now.
Chariots.
What
We
is
have learned some things.
on the
Everyone
move?
fall back if you can. Should be much faster than the enemy at least. I don't think we want these guys to actually charge them, so let's go ahead and pretend like we are and fall back.
Chariots.
These chariots are at least the right kind.
Tear them apart.
They're still skirmish, but they're very, at least more heavily armored.
Charioteers.
Charge in, smash, and then fall back.
Fight
Try to get our clubmen some cover there. Drag down all the chariots. Perfect. Now back in.
Break them.
Swing your slings.
Completely surrounding them. Let's go ahead and send in the light chariots to try to annihilate.
Chariots.
You guys set up in spear formation, and you guys can just keep falling back.
Fighters of Nubia.
Let the archers wreak havoc on those chargers.
The gods have turned from us.
Went into the trees, which is a little unfortunate. All of them get on in there. These horses are starting to bite. Now pull away
Chariots onward.
and back in.
You know defeat.
Come on, clubs. You gotta retreat a little bit there, otherwise you're gonna have a real bad day.
Cut through them.
And it looks like they flee.
Chariots.
I mean, some damage was definitely done.
Send tail.
Your 4 axemen are quite dangerous as you'd expect. Let's go ahead and let these archers turn around and stop
Onward.
bombarding friendlies, and we'll let the chariots and, oh, of course, cats are gonna knock stuff.
Fire.
Yeah. An excellent first battle against the Hittites. We learned that heavy armor is
Well
quite
fought,
dangerous. I
man.
have a bit of a jump cut there as I managed to knock off stuff on my desk at the end. We're gonna make all of the noise. We're gonna go ahead and grab the extra. I was gonna grab the replenishment, but man, is that a lot of resources. 1,000 treasury. Helps our return deficit just in one battle there.
Let them flee.
Let them flee, and
I will
Buhin is kind
take
of
what is
surrounded
owed
by
By any means.
sycophants at the moment, so let's go ahead and go into full speed and
Hostile
zoom
now,
on
man.
back to friendly shores.
Keep those oars moving.
We still have a few more turns of
Coming into dock.
the Conqueror can actually get up on land.
Demands
A few more
patience.
turns of Conqueror actions to do, so we can spend a few turns actually recruiting up. Let's go for the improve of his presence there. Closing in towards Do You Know Who You're Fighting, which is going to drop enemy morale by 10. On top of the drop in morale, we're already going to be applying extra influence in this province. Immunity to desert attrition. 12 additional influence will be great once we actually start claiming areas, but for now we can just grab the Force of Anhur, which will give us a quite nice resistance to heat for all of our Nubians. Perfect stuff. I see nothing going on. What is their
Don't
strength
anger me,
rank?
rich.
Don't anger me, wretch. Strength rank 18. Do you have an army here in Wa? 17 lads defending. They've been supplying the forts, haven't they? I don't mind declaring war and then seeing exactly where their reinforcements are. Otherwise, it's war with Miam.
Warrior of Nubia.
Or Buhin, not Miam.
Did you forget how much I
Who all are
despise you?
you fighting? No one that we can actually, make deals with. Well, we may keep our intentions a secret then. For our conquest action 2, we have a purple action. Send in a spy as an envoy of a local warlord, which will drop the next action cost by 50%, drop morale by 10, and happiness by 5 in the province. We can have a summit with the local elders, which will also drop the next action cost 50% and give us more morale and sufficient archers. Or we could reveal the garrison and drop their siege holdout time by 3 turns. This one costs a lot more, but it's going to drop their morale by 10. That sounds fantastic. Is the purple one going to give us both? Let's find out. It does indeed. It costs a bit more, but drop in morale will be great layered up with the Anubis
This
buff.
struggle
I think
never
minus
ceases.
12. We can also increase. Minus 18 up to minus 24, so they basically just turn and run the second you charge them. That works for me. You're in Kerma. What I was going to try to grab. More food would be quite nice. But it was going to be one of the other military buildings, the one for the infantry. Here 4, and that gives us the Kushite Royal Guard, which are not his most elite, but they're still pretty solid, just kind of a tier down from... They're very similar to the Pharaoh Guard we'll get access to when we become the Pharaoh. They're just obviously going to be a bit cheaper. Well, it's infantry, or it is... You know what, let's actually go for the shrine to not Set, but Anubis here, for a bit more happiness and production to all of our resources. I don't even mind constructing that immediately, we have so much gold. Now we can dedicate a general to Set, and the prayer to Set will give us 18 drop to morale, a huge bonus to our fatigue. Devoted general gets a nice bump to armor and a charge bonus. Who do we want that to go to? Inizmet or Menamhedem? You are the one that has all of the Libu and the Royal Chariot Companions, and our other army is filled with
Death to my enemies.
very similar, really very similar stuff here. Let's go for you being devoted to
Pharaoh
Anubis.
of Nubia.
Menamhedem. Yoink.
Embrace
has become
these
devoted.
divine ties.
Now we gotta work on our favor with set here. Because that'll give whatever general extra reload speed and armor-piercing missile damage, which is gonna be awesome. We may go for that over in this Dungle Oasis province.
Battle is my calling.
Alright, so what I will do is just outright declare war on these clowns.
I'll prove myself
I'm
worthy.
gonna raise this to the ground.
I'll kill you.
Burn their lookout post. Ooh, it's a bit of bronze. Now we're just gonna burn it to the ground for the stone and wood. And then I'm going to advance a bit further and go into an ambush. 100% chance to ambush in this area here, so that's probably what we're gonna do. 95%
On my
is
way.
fine. You can try to move up and attack this garrison. Oh, we can't ambush now. This is why you keep track of movement percentage. That's fine. We'll stay where we're at. Or just get a bit closer.
You stand no chance.
Stand no chance.
Death to my enemies.
How far can you move, sir?
Not another step.
Well, you're in camp, so I don't get to know.
On my
Hefty dose of Nunya. Legitimacy, influence, production. Or we could get our landmark, the Rock Art Site School. Rock Art Site School? I'm not sure the exact cadence of that one. But it gives us 4 legitimacy, 7 happiness, 6 influence, and then 4 happiness in adjacent provinces, as well as 1 of our victory points. So, yes, please. We gotta wait for 5 more, and then we'll likely grab one in. What do we go for here in Kawa? Go for another one of the temples, or just some good old food.
Clearing a
This is not going to be a military district. At the very least, we could probably throw in the garrison building so we don't have to lose our very fancy pillar of civilization. That'd be great. Over in Shema, I'm going to be gathering in some more fishing ports, I do believe. Or just the irrigation ditch. Irrigation ditch it is, and I will build this for nothing. No thanks. So I don't even think we need to worry about who is... Oh, our plot's still active. We need to worry about who has actually initiated the plot. We're just going to stop it here. I don't know what plot it is, and I'm not going to deal with it.
For a civilized land.
Because if it's one of the really, really bad ones, we'll... No thanks. I need my core position. Still says we can do some building up here in Res, and what I'm going to be waiting for is the 3 for the guard tower. Anything with a Shadow farm is getting itself a guard tower. We need our food quite badly.
Mighty warrior.
You, sir. Here.
Move out.
Go into encamp stance one last
Set up
time,
camp.
then. And we'll grab another unit of slings, I believe.
Make your
Chucking
name
things.
or die.
Make your name or die. We've got construction in both Napata and Kerma. Oh, we do indeed. We can take the Temple of Anubis up. Let's do it. 140 extra favor. So that'll actually give us... We're at 90 on this one currently, so it'll give us 50. It's not so bad. 1 extra legitimacy, and then 10% boost to production. Sounds great.
We bow
We
no
get
more.
peace with Tozeret yet? No. That's what I was trying to grab, is peace with Tozeret, then we can finish off Buhin quite aggressively. We'll get extra battles this way, though. And turn. Nenetja would like to trade some stone for some food. Actually, sure. We came all the way down to face us. We are in March stance. This could be a bit more dangerous than it probably should be. And he's bringing himself some renowned Kushite archers. 4 of them. Alright. He's coming to play. Our front line is quite weakened. This one could be a bit spooky. What's the map looking like? mean, they're still gonna have to cross this this horrifying-looking kill zone. So set up and try to whittle them down with arrows on their way across. Let's get to it. Right, and it's a sandstorm, is it?
Heads down, brothers.
What is the strategy here? Is this all a bluff that they can't actually... They can't get up this, so we need to move aggressively up to this position. Meanwhile, sending the chariots around. Or we could just send the chariots straight forward, but that would be kind of dangerous because of all the Kushite archers put in. We'll have them go around the other side. The runners, I'm going to keep with this group. Really not great that our clubmen are so weakened, but we don't actually have to use all of them, which is pretty fantastic. 2 units of clubs spread out as much as possible. Try to rotate them. The other group of spears down here. We've only got the 1 unit of renowned archers, but we have other slings and such to kind of duel with his Nubian bowmen. These guys do have shields, so I'm going to have them set up front. Shielded, slings, and then the armored archers, too. Lots of shouting. Go. Luckily, the sandstorm's going to work in our favor as much as it will work in theirs. You want them to be a bit more condensed so I know who they're attacking. Right, and then all of our archers. You can go with group 1 there, Amenmesse. Skirmish boys, and then he can hang out behind the archers, because I know that their armored boys are going to be firing on him pretty much off the start. So we need to move very aggressively towards this bit of land here, try to fire on them as they move across the river. Let's see what we can do. So hard to actually see. That's what we need there.
Yes, I shall.
Boys need to move fast.
Marching.
Chariots go straight across.
They bring shame to all of Nubia.
We've got this. They're more elite. There's more of them. But we're being led by the Gilded Prince. Easy. We're absolutely not beating them across, so let's stop here.
On the move.
Start following these Kushite spearmen. We'll harass them as they come across. Let's have the front line
For glory! Fight with
continue to
honor.
advance.
To battle. Pushing on.
Into position! Marching!
Forward Amenmesse.
Into position.
You guys go ahead and wall up.
Pushing on!
Charge them all away. You guys come on around. Come on, chariots, you can do it.
Swing your slings.
Archers shoot!
Move up and start blasting into these clumped up archers. At least that is the intention.
Bring them down!
Into position.
Hell, that was my fault. That's not going to be great for us, but those are just spearmen recruits. Surround and destroy.
Yeah.
Pushing on.
Well done, chariots. Go ahead and just push across the river here. Get into melee and just start annihilating these individual units of archers.
Die!
Amenmesse, let's go ahead and find you.
Move to position.
Whoa, okay, the archers having to move up a little bit too far here.
Marching!
Onwards.
Onwards!
Fight with
Have the
honor.
clubs move up now and start clobbering.
Fight as one!
Charge right into these renowned Nubian longbowmen. They think they're pretty tough. Until a chariot charge.
Power and pride!
All for Egypt.
Charge them on through if you can. They are tires. Those charges are not going to be quite as dangerous as normal.
Meet your end. Slingers.
Their exhaustion will be wearing on them quite a bit.
Release. Aim for their hearts.
Keep trying to get the nice surrounds off.
Loose arrows.
We have lost many brothers.
Yep, chariots are starting to go down.
On our way. Forging ahead.
Don't get bogged down in the archers. You gotta push through if you can.
Onwards! We will triumph.
Slaying them in the dozens.
Fighters of Nubia.
Pushing on for glory.
Keep fighting.
Aim for the hearts.
Together, brothers. Destroy
Come on through. We'll pull the light chariots through as well. Taking a lot of damage, unfortunately.
Chariots onward. Charioteers, go.
Just those armored archers are pretty dangerous.
Nubian marksmen. Stones ready. Chariots. Chariots.
Keep trying to pull them on through.
Break their necks.
Fight hard.
You guys annihilate those archers that have actually moved into range.
Archers,
Perfect.
shoot.
Archers
And
shoot.
you guys keep launching
I cannot
those
see past this sand.
into their lord if you can.
Arrows.
That guy's
Into
gone.
position.
Keep taking out the archer groups. You've got chariots that are fleeing. Those are the Royal Canyon chariots, which is great.
Slay them. Roll out. Ready to fire. And who abandoned
Definitely glad they're fleeing.
Release.
Either way, we're definitely gonna have to do some rebuilding of the troops, aren't we? Our armored archers are a little bit too far forward. They're actually in melee.
On the move. To victory.
Pull the light chariot through.
Forging ahead.
Should break this group though, as those are just recruits.
Power and pride.
Enemy is
Chariots
all
move.
over the place.
Fight as one. Down with Pharaoh.
See if we can't add some fire arrows to things.
Ignite ammunition.
If we catch the whole field on fire, so be it.
Slings of Nubia. Fight
You guys
with
set up
honor.
over here. Looks like we're not gonna get our chariots back.
Marching.
Quite sad. Bring the runners in. Have them help out with the other clubs.
Bring them down.
We will triumph.
They don't look like they're braced, so go ahead and try to give them a charge, chariots.
Never
Might go very poorly for you. Oh, looks like they're almost broken. It's been a costly battle for us, but we might be able to escape here. That's right.
Ready to fire.
We're gonna have to take everyone off of guard mode. We're gonna try to catch as many of these fools as we can. Take you guys off fire arrows, please. Be normal. Alright, awesome. Beautiful victory, and I will catch you in a moment. Stabbed him in the chest with a compassion. That's exactly how you use those. Nice victory there. Pretty terrifying, harrowing battle. Luckily, the Nubian clubmen got a lot of experience, those who survived. But that should pretty well cripple the armies of Buhan. I'm sure we have a couple more headed our way. Let's go ahead and snag the... And we'll snag the replenishment. They made a bit of a gambit. Oh, here comes Tazrat herself. It is Shimsuhor once more. She's come on down to try to stamp us out. What kind of army you look like?
That isn't part of my
We
plan.
can see nothing. So attacking Shima might be a bad idea.
Warrior of Nubia.
That's fine. We can go ahead and destroy this way station.
I live for this.
I guess we can go ahead and just sack it, make them rebuild it,
Move out.
and then try to come on out to the Nile and chase down this army here. You actually stay and fight. Perfect. Thought. Ow. Quite holy. We lost. It's 122, which is a bit goofy. But we will take the extra treasury, ransom them on back.
You are prisoners no longer. Glory beckons. We must
Zoom on back to Parameses. Just so we don't get attacked by Tazrat herself there.
I will take what is owed to me by any means.
Amenmesse. Have you come
Coming
on
into
ashore
dock.
next to the fort here. Oh, we can't go into encampment. I moved a bit further than I probably should have there. Which is so sad. We need to grab some more troops. We're now negative 74 on the bronze, which is entirely unacceptable. Wouldn't mind one more unit of Kushite runners. Let's instead just go ahead and fill the army in with the classic Nubian recruits. We've got some troops that we don't so much care about. We can charge others into whoever's attacking them. Speed that along for 1,000, which would be a bit goofy. Other plots. Oh, oh no, our plot had already been stopped, but the embezzle plot had failed against the Vizier. How sad. Still lacking a Pharaoh. Or favored with worshipped deities, especially Amun. Because he is following Amun as one of his main deities there. Let's just grab the gossip with the Vizier. Start working towards the 3 extra court slots for court actions. One more turn and we claim the crown? Is this how it works? Oh, yeah, wait, it's time. Amenmesse. Your legacy. Ruling Egypt from the south.
Viceroy of Kush.
Says we definitely need more bronze. In fact, we speed that along, so I know exactly how much bronze I'm working with. Almost none. Heard.
Warrior of Nubia.
I think we definitely need to claim Mua then. We do some trespassing just to see what's going on over here. I'm a bit concerned that the Libu have built up a pretty scary force. They won't have any chariots at all, being only Libu. Their most dangerous will probably be the javelins. I think we can handle them. But we do need to move through it and take out the fort, so let's start trespassing and do some raiding. Province loses happiness growth. I need is 25%. Let's do it.
Let's get going.
All the arrogance. Oh yeah, I need 25% movement. Okay, so you need 50% movement, but you lose, so you can keep moving around. This makes sense. Move to 25% then, and go in ambush.
With me, brothers.
Guess they don't know where I am. If they choose to declare war, what was you? Alright, I think we continue to increase our food gains, so a fishing port here in Shema sounds fantastic. 2 turns to complete this one. I think we'll go for it now. And we'll let everything else keep rolling along. Looks quite nice. We've got 3 pending actions and expired barter with
Welcome, friend.
I give him
This
gold,
should
he
be
gives me
interesting.
stone.
Now that
Sounds good to
is
me.
to my advantage.
Keep that one going. For our other 2 reminders, we've got our Thutmose action. Which no purple ones this time, but we can send it Spy in as a deserter, which drops the happiness and siege holdout time. Deploy some local healers, or give us an infamous local warlord for more reinforcements. I wonder which one we're going to pick. Give me those reinforcements, please. 7 extra troops on the final assault. Building up our Wa slowly. Next big battle is going to be against Talsred herself, although she might choose to peace out after the Civil War ends. She'll soon see. Really hope, right? Zoom on in and the turn.
When the gods choose you to rule over our divine land and lead the Egyptian people, then you will become a living god, a pharaoh.
Indeed.
Grave conflicts.
Civil War ends, and you now sit as the one true Pharaoh of Egypt. Your domain as vast as anything in the mortal realm. Everyone will follow your rule, for now. Be wary of challengers. With enough legitimacy, a pretender can announce their claim to your throne. Civil War ends, are we no longer at war with Talzeret? Hello,
I
Talzeret?
expect nothing, but I'm sure you'll still manage to disappoint.
Expect nothing. I am the Pharaoh. You'll treat me a little bit nicer than that. You need to take off your pretender crown, lady. So I have to control Wasset for the Jet crown, which looks to be a pretty good one for peacetime. The Deshret crown as well also looks to be pretty solid for peacetime. Removes, I guess, or for war with the invaders. As well as a little bit of civilization points. The double unified crown, Wasset or Minifer. Okay, so we need to go find a Wasset. That is our next main goal. And Talzeret is a potential pretender, so we need to start knocking her down a bit in terms of legitimacy.
I bid you welcome to the
Also,
halls
now
of
we have to
divinity.
have someone become the Viceroy of Kush. Awesome. So Sehenesmet has been, he would be the Viceroy of R in Warhammer. So we're gonna have him be the Viceroy of Kush then. Playing this position. Yoink. Pharaoh and Viceroy of Kush belong to me. That jumps our legitimacy up by quite a bit. We've got a lot of gold though, so we can probably come on in here to perform plots. We can threaten her to remove her completely. Only a 13% chance to succeed. Honestly though, if we use our extra gold every turn to do this, we should be in a good place. Let's just go for the discredit though. Take some of that legitimacy away from her. Because even if she's not in a court position, she can still use her legitimacy against us. Might want to put in the Monument of Greatness here in this province when we can actually build it. It costs so much gold though. A hefty chunk of legitimacy is noticing it for sure. Let's definitely, though, make sure that this province is protected, so I'm going to throw in the city guard station, and I will go ahead and delete the growth and happiness building. It's only one happiness. The growth is nice, and now that we're no longer fighting in this area, and we have pretty nice growth across the board, go ahead and take it out now. In terms of this area, though, happiness is solid. Influence we could probably do with some increase, but our unique buildings are going to do that for us. Let's go ahead and start selling a bit of our abundant gold and gain some bronze, stone, and wood. No more workforce, so we're completing it now would be a waste. Whereas we've got free workforce, let's go ahead and throw in the guard tower there. That's perfect. 4 turns. We've got 600 gold. That's a little bit too much gold. We're down 2,000 food a turn, though. We really need to turn this one on around. The Luca wave is incoming. Like the Wishesh, the Luca come from beyond the sea. Unlike the Wishesh, the Luca are from the mainland to the northwest of Alesia. Alesia? Rumors say they are orphaned warriors driven from their homes. Whatever the truth, they are invaders now. They are opportunistic and prefer to attack minor settlements. Also, they're absolute weasels. Got it. Well, let's continue our war with Buhin.
Amenmesse, Pharaoh of Egypt.
Amenmesse, Pharaoh of Egypt. So since we have been doing some, we need to deal with the Lebu invaders. Let's do it. Operation
Mighty warrior,
Dropkick is a go.
into your positions.
Before we go into March, though, let's see how far we can
Pharaoh
move.
brothers.
I'd love to ambush these Lebu. Free experience. Okay, so no, we'll have to go into a March. That's fine.
Get ready to move.
We'll grab the Isis prayer, then we can move down to Thez directly. Any more Lebu popping on out? I'd love to see it change to the map where it shows enemy flags, so you can actually see where the enemies are kind of at a quick glance. I see no invaders this turn, at least. That doesn't mean they're not going to show up, so definitely want to keep an eye. There's no more building to be done, though, so let's have Amenmesse go after Shema directly.
God, Pharaoh.
Oh, the war ends, does it? So am I not allowed to fight other Egyptians?
True Pharaoh.
How does this work? Let's
Did
go into
you forget
diplomacy.
how
It'll actually
much
tell
I
me if
despise you?
I'm causing problems. So the civil war ends and all of the Egyptians stop fighting. If I declare war on you, it looks like I don't suffer any penalties. So sorry, Nubians. Okay, never mind now. So you have to wait by 10 turns before declaring war. I can't go after Buhin just yet. I see no reason to make ourselves an illegitimate pharaoh. Likely they will attack us first.
Ruler
Let's take
of all Egypt.
Amenmesse then, and very aggressively push towards the Dungle Oasis. There's a prayer there, so we'll go ahead and just grab Z-Strade. That's why our upkeep was so low, that makes sense.
Hear my voice.
We keep moving on through. I don't mind dropping off some of
Get ready to march.
these two Nubian recruits, because we can just recruit some more up pretty much wherever we'd like. We'll just yoink these two guys into this fort to keep it a little bit more safe.
The fire of
I'll
Nubia.
keep you
Prepare for anything.
here to defend in case there's any kind of invasions. So just kind of bouncing between Ramesses and Kerma.
I stand
Come on
unbroken.
over to Kerma for now. I would love to get him some runners.
Power and pride.
Got a lot of spendable bowmen. I'm going to definitely keep them, but I want some Kushite runners. Let's go ahead and grab one. It's not the most elite recruits. Oh, we can throw them into here. That'll work.
I'll prove
Even
myself
better.
worthy.
Let's just take you two.
Set up patrols. Battle is my
Honestly, we
calling.
can do the same thing with these Nubian bowmen. We can just start dropping them in the elite ones.
Off we go.
Have them defend the forts. Let's recruit up some more troops over time here. You can stay there. That works just fine.
My time
One
is
back
now.
towards Kerma, but you can do
Make
some
your
recruiting
name
either way.
or die.
Name or die.
Strong
recruits.
arms and stronger stomachs.
Beautiful. Interesting that it signs peace treaties even with the Nubians and such that are not actually in court. So that's something you'll definitely have to keep in mind. As we are now the Pharaoh, we're definitely going to want to keep the Nemez crown because the Capresh one is just too many negatives for what you gain. But as we get a bit more legitimacy, as we close in on 150, get some tier 1 powers. Fill out 2 of the 5 court positions. You have to pick one. Allows constructing buildings directly up to level 2 in all settlements. How does that work? At growth migration, you gain 1 point of vital workforce in a province of your choice. 1 competency point will become available to spend on any character every cooldown. And then a Pharaoh power, a faction with up to 1 region can be annexed. Oh, alright then. Your settlement belongs to me now. Sweet business. Our next conquest action. Sending in a spy, employing some local healers, or trading the natives. 20% more melee attack? Or more speed for the build-up for the reinforcing army. Let's go for actually more speed for them. 20% more melee attack is not great when it comes to they only have like 25 or so.
Death to my enemies.
Sir, come on back down to Thez.
Man the walls. The fire of Nubia.
9 in there, but who knows what the rest is in this army. Then we're in a pretty good spot, and we're the Pharaoh. No, I'm kind of surprised we didn't unlock another crown off the start of before becoming the Pharaoh, but I guess we just get to be the Nemez pretender for now.
My greatness.
Our ambition
is
fulfilled. Maintain 75 units in total. We have at 76, so 2,000 gold and a victory point. Awesome.
Royal blood cannot be denied.
Port plotting exposed. Osred is impossible to keep track of, or she's one step ahead of us. We can cancel it, gain some gold, or we can just refuse, which is what I'm gonna do. I am the Pharaoh, I do what I want.
With the voice of the gods, I declare
I need
this
at least 30
court
regards, so
in
it drops a
session.
regard with her. Okay. Zeus is a bit annoying. Oh, everyone's wearing themselves a crown now. He's got the war crown on, which seems dangerous, good sir. We'll just gain a bit of
The
regard with you there,
well-educated should always work together.
if you say so. Let's
I
get a bit of
must
gold.
say, I admire your strategy
We
in
will work
navigating
on
court.
Regard next turn, because that's going to be a little bit more than I'm willing to spend. Yeah, 400, although I have 3,000. Let's spend it one more time. We'll do the same next turn here. So much gold laying around. So they are invading, but they're also just kind of sitting back there. Any more armies coming in from the deserts? Not that I can see. One turn on each of these, but we could rush along so many things here. Let's go for irrigated farmland, which is the most important. Just go for the 500 rush. Still a little bit more than I'm willing to do. Wisdom codices is likely what we're going for here, as it gives us even more legitimacy and some more influence, which as soon as we get up above 80%, more resources for us. Awesome.
Driven by injustice.
Driven by injustice. Not anymore, you're the Pharaoh.
Stand easy.
Relax. You won. Well, now we have to stamp out these invaders, which is a wee bit
Aid me in my vengeance.
obnoxious. How long do we have the Isis Prayer for? 4 turns? I'm gonna go into March then.
Prepare to move.
We'll get real spicy with the Libu.
Fortune ahead.
We're not gonna allow them to do
I'll prove
any
myself
recruiting.
worthy. Stay alert, brothers.
Oh, that's just more morale. Go into March
Into your
and
positions.
get violent.
Courage is everything.
You have any better shields? No, just a bunch of garbage. Uncommon ancillary chance. Or what does this one give us? More influence? Ooh. Okay. Amenmesse, what do you have as far as your ancillaries go?
Amenmesse. Golden
A scout for more line of sight. Blah. Let's give us more ancillaries. Perfect. So them being in March stance normally is a problem.
Spirit and pride.
These guys are weak though comparatively to us, so should be able to crush them unless they roll together, which I
Mighty
just
warrior.
realized they might, but they can't reach, thankfully. That could have gotten very spicy very quickly. Dial back the arrogance a little bit.
Battle is my calling.
You need to fill up this fort here with more and more lads. We're just gonna grab the most elite. I'll just leave you all here. Enjoy your time. Hello. I'll run over to get the upkeep building. I see no Libu, but I'm betting we're gonna have another army spawn in down here next to Kuzkez. Gonna want to be aware. So come on back to Kerma.
Protect the city. Power and pride.
Bring in some more troops. So one of each.
I need more blades.
That works even better. 2 archers. We'll go for 2 more archers for this group. Very, very keep and cheerful army there. Come on into diplomacy.
I stand
As the
strong.
Pharaoh, does anyone want to be my friend? Looks like absolutely not.
All are merely puppets.
Vassals,
In the
maybe?
name of duty.
Pledge allegiance to your new Pharaoh?
I fight for my
Or absolutely not.
warrior.
For some reason,
For Pharaoh's
Hankuro
glory.
wants to keep fighting. Keep sending down your Hittite armies. We'll see how they fare. Our next action We've got sending in a spy as a deserter, hiring a native champion, or trade up the natives for 20 additional melee defense. See, that sounds great. So they're going to take it from 34 defense up to 54. They're going to be unstoppable. Sweet business. Got a construction available. Let's get the skill point for a
Death to my
minimum.
enemies.
Honestly, I'm thinking we want to go for maximized upkeep production. Construction in Kawa. We do not have the workforce for what I would like to, though, so no construction in Kawa. Haven't quite decided on what we're going to put in there. Possibly just the Monument of Greatness for the 12 chunky legitimacy. Alright then. Back to Amenmesse and the turn. Alright, the Libu rather did come on over to attack us exactly as we wished. And we can just auto-resolve them out of there. See you later, fools. Hit them with the axe. That took you a while. Pitched battle. And we will go ahead and take the ransom. Looks like the other army is... Oh, there's two of them over here now. Okay. Just popping in some desert invaders. We have met the faction of Marion and gained some common medium armor. Fantastic. It is common, though, so it's not that fantastic.
God, Pharaoh.
God, Pharaoh.
Without mercy.
Embracing his new role.
Press on.
But yeah, and they're definitely going to come on over here and attack us at the same time here, which should prove for a pretty fun battle.
Rightful heir of Egypt. My time is now.
We come on over to Thez. We have basically put Amenmesse in a bad position on purpose now, so we've got an army of 14 and an army of 12 coming on over.
On my turn.
No one near as elite as what I've got here, though, so it should be a very fun and very pitched battle. But for now, I am out of time. For today, I have been at Space Wizard Total War. Maybe we'll be the light for the light god in us. Up for this up, though. I'll see you all in the next one.